Some people seem to have money figured out. They're not flashy. They're not constantly talking about their income. They just seem calm around money, like it's something they manage, not something that manages them. Then there's the other kind of person. They may have a similar job and a similar paycheck, but they're always waiting for the next payday. One unexpected expense can throw everything off. The difference isn't always income. Often it shows up in small choices, long before anyone can see it in a bank account. Today, we're looking at 5 signs you may be building wealth, along with the habits that quietly keep people stuck. You might recognize yourself in one of these, and hopefully one of them gives you something useful to work on. The first sign is simple. You can look at your money without immediately wanting to look away. You open your banking app, check the balance, and take in the facts. This is what came in, these bills are coming up, this is what I can work with. It may not be exciting, but at least you know where you stand. The opposite feels different. You see the notification, feel that quick wave of anxiety, and close the app. You tell yourself you'll check later, when you feel more prepared. But avoiding the numbers doesn't make them less real. It only gives you less time to respond. People who build financial stability aren't always relaxed because they have plenty of money. Sometimes they become more relaxed because they're willing to look at the situation early.
Here's another sign. You see something online that you want. It isn't essential, but right now it feels important. The easiest move is to click Buy Now. The smarter move may be to close the tab and give it a day. Not forever, just 24 hours. That small pause can reveal whether you actually wanted the item or whether you were bored, stressed, or simply reacting to a well-designed ad. The people who make progress with money aren't immune to temptation. They just don't let every feeling become a transaction. They create a little distance between the urge and the purchase. Sometimes, by the next morning, the item still matters. And sometimes, you're genuinely surprised that you wanted it at all.
This one is easy to overlook. You find $20 in an old jacket. You could spend it on lunch, coffee, or something random that disappears by the end of the day. Or you could put it towards something that matters later, your emergency fund, a credit card balance, or a savings goal. The point isn't that $20 will transform your financial life overnight. It won't. The point is that small choices reveal what you tend to do with extra money. Someone who regularly gives small amounts of purpose is building a useful habit. Someone who spends every unexpected dollar immediately is building a habit too. And when the amounts eventually get larger, those habits may become more important. Not because $20 and $20,000 are the same, but because repeated behavior often follows you as your circumstances change. Now let's talk about lifestyle creep. 2 coworkers get the same raise. One upgrades almost immediately. A newer car, a more expensive apartment, more delivery orders, and a few new subscriptions. The extra income is gone before it has time to make a real difference. The other person makes fewer visible changes. Maybe they keep the same car, keep the same apartment, increase their savings, or pay down debt instead. From the outside, it may look like nothing is happening, but that's the point. Wealth often grows quietly before it becomes noticeable. If every raise turns into a higher monthly payment, your income can increase without creating much breathing room. Staying with a comfortable lifestyle may not look impressive on social media, but it can give your money somewhere to go besides the next upgrade. The 5th sign shows up when things don't go according to plan. A medical bill arrives, your car needs repairs, your hours get cut, maybe your job disappears. The first reaction might be to ignore the email or avoid checking the account. That response is understandable, but it usually makes the problem harder to manage. A more useful response is less dramatic. Open the bill, write down the amount, check the due date, look at what you have available, then decide what needs to happen next. The plan doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be real. Financial stability isn't only about having a large balance when everything is going well. It's also about being able to make a reasonable decision when money suddenly feels tight. That ability gets stronger every time you face an uncomfortable situation instead of avoiding it. None of these habits require a perfect background, a special degree, or a 6-figure salary. They're small behaviors, which means they can be changed. But don't try to rebuild your entire financial life overnight. That usually turns into a new budget, 5 new goals, and a burst of motivation that disappears within a week. Instead, pay attention to the section that made you slightly uncomfortable. Maybe you avoid checking your accounts.
Maybe you buy too quickly. Maybe every raise disappears into a better lifestyle. Choose one habit and work on it for the next 30 days. Not perfectly, just consistently. Because building wealth usually doesn't look like one dramatic decision. It looks like ordinary choices repeated long enough to create options. Which sign felt most familiar to you? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoy practical money videos without the hype, consider subscribing to Finance Forge. This video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. It is not personalized financial, investment, tax, or legal advice. Until next time, keep making smarter money decisions.